Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa usalli wa usallam ala sayyidil awwaleen wal akhirin nabiyyina Muhammadan wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Wa ba'd. All praise are due to Allah, Lord of the worlds, and peace and blessings be upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad, the master of the first and the last, and on his family and companions to the Day of Judgment. This year, in 2020, in the winter, going into 2021, we are in the winter of COVID-19. And it is a time of fear and confusion, uncertainty and deception. And it is critical for Muslims to return to the guidance that we have and to understand what is going on around us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us in Surah Yusuf verse 108, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ أَنَا وَمَنِ اتَّبَعَنِي وَسُبْحَانَ اللَّهِ وَمَا أَنَا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. Say, O Prophet, this is my way. هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي. I invite to Allah with insight. I and those who follow me, glory be to Allah, and I am not of the polytheists. So basira is the crucial concept. And that can be looked at as insight, but also certain knowledge, sure knowledge. It's also a type of evidence that is as clear as seeing it with your own eyes. And so it is critical for us when we look at the world. So many sounds, sights, smells, especially in the winter season. This is one of the most confusing times in the world, especially in the West, where the cultures are clashing and where materialism is clashing with spiritualism. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us, and we should never forget, in Surah An-Nahl verse 36, وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنْ يَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. And verily we have sent to every nation a messenger, that they worship Allah and stay away from false deities. And so prophets came to China, prophets came to India, to Africa, to Europe, to the Americas. Every nation at one point had a warner. And it is reported that even in ancient Egypt, thousands of years ago, the belief in Allah, the belief in the power behind the sun was amongst the people. And it's recorded in the hieroglyphs. In Central Africa, the Bantu people had the concept of N2, which is the cosmic spirit. In the Americas, in South America, the Arawak people, one of the original indigenous people, their belief in the Creator was expressed in Ada Yeli. Every society has this concept. And so this is not something that is special to the Middle East, but it is something with the movement of humanity. And we believe that that belief in Allah was the original belief. It is the fitrah. All children that are born into this world are born on the fitrah. And when people lived in deserts and they started to relate to the material world, if there was a huge tree or a huge rock, they may worship there. They may feel that it is a strong presence. If they lived by a river like the Nile or the Amazon or the Niger, in many cases, they started to worship the power of the river. With the sun rising every day, the largest creation, they started to worship the sun. And so, in a sense, there was a type of struggle that was going on between those who believed in the power behind the sun and those who believed in the material things as their gods. And nature worship developed. And that is the power of nature that we find in our life and in all the living things moving around us. Different types of religions developed. Number one, based upon the connection with the heavens and the movement of the sun and the planet and the stars. Two, based upon the connection with the seasons, the growth of vegetation. And three, based upon the connection with the mysteries of sex and reproduction. And so the nature cults that developed in Europe and all around the world came through this concept of the interaction of nature with the human body and then trying to deify it, to worship it, in order to gain the best in this life and the hereafter. And so keep this in mind when you are seeing the signs and symbols. And we will take the next few lessons to be detectives, to try to find out what is going on here, to unwrap some of the uncertainty and the confusion around this winter season. So I leave you in peace, and I ask Allah to have mercy on me and you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.